Welcome to Season 2 of Once Upon a Surgery. I'm the host, Carrie Berlet, wife of world-renowned plastic surgeon, Dr. Anthony Berlet. And today we have a lovely guest, Trish, who's flown in from Florida, who first met Dr. Berlet in the emergency room in the year 2000. And speaking of new season, you know, it's fall now, and it was actually the result of a fall, right?
Yes.
Right, when you first met Dr. Berlet. So anyway, cheers. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for asking me.
I'm so happy to have you.
Thank you. Yes, it was a fall, and it's kind of funny now, but at the time when I woke up in the emergency room at Chilton Hospital, Dr. Berlet was on call as the plastic surgeon, and so they brought him in because my left side of my forehead, it ended up that he did 28 stitches.
Wow.
But at that time I was 40 years old, sorry, and he was able to blend it in really nicely with like the subtle lines in my face. So people,
wait, can I see? Like,
sure.
I don't see any mark. So,
all the way across the top. My husband happened to be there, and he was watching him sew me up, and he said his hands were of gold, really just like a seamstress, the way he was doing it. And actually, the stitches actually healed so quickly that it was more the bruising from the fall that really lasted longer. Mm-hmm. I also bruised my nose, and it wasn't the appropriate time to do any sort of surgery on my nose because, of course, it needed to heal.
Was it broken or anything?
I think it was partially broken, but I had had a rhinoplasty back when I was maybe 27, 28 years old.
Okay.
And it was the old style rhinoplasty. So he was able to redo it, to change it to say the more modern style.
Okay, so so the first thing happened and you had the injury to your head that he sewed up, and then you came back for
maybe 6 months later.
Oh, okay, yep. For a revision rhinoplasty.
Yes.
So then what was the old technique versus the new technique?
I'm not quite sure. I think the old technique was I think we should ask him, was more of a shaving of a hump. But I think what he did was more rebroke it and then built it up in some way with cartilage from my ear.
Right, that's what he did,
yes.
right?
Yes, I think the first time there was no cartilage from the ear.
Okay, wow. But so then, were you ever intending were you unhappy with your nose? Like you fall and hurt your face, and then it was like an excuse?
The first time when I was 27, it was really for breathing purposes.
Okay.
And so, and then it also shaved down the hump a little bit. But I guess this time, because it was bruised and I was maybe afraid that bump would come back, he consulted and was honest, and I said, great, let's do it.
It looks beautiful now.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you. He always says that I have a very nice tip. Yes.
Excellent. Yeah.
So, yes.
All right. Wait. And so did he do work, or was that your natural? Okay.
He said that was my natural, but we can consult with him. He would be the one that would know best.
Right. Okay.
Because
it's good when a plastic surgeon compliments your tip.
Yes. Before the surgery, he started to tell me what he was going to do, and I said, I don't need to know. You're the expert. Right. You know what you're doing. I don't need to know all the gory details before.
Right. Okay. And so that was the first thing you did was a revision. Well, the scar,
and then the nose.
And then the nose. Okay.
Yes. And then about 10 years later, when I turned 50, I decided that I didn't like the way that my neck and chin looked. So I came back for a consultation, and he had said, that he would do, I guess they would call it more of a neck lift. It was not really a full facelift.
Okay.
And he did do a small chin implant at that point.
Oh, wow.
Which, sometimes I don't even remember, I forget about it, but so
did that give you a little more
of a lift, and definitely pulled back.
Okay.
But that was done at a surgical center. That was under general anesthesia. So that was a much, let's say, more nerve-wracking for me to know that I was going to be put under.
Right. Yes. Okay. And so you did the chin, and then, so now you have the nose and the chin, and that was at age 50, right?
Right.
And so that was what, 2010 or something?
That was 2010.
Okay.
And so then in 2020.
So it's like every 10-year anniversary,
Every 10
you're like,
years,
what
yes,
next?
Yes, exactly.
Dr. Berlet.
Exactly. So I came to him and I said that I felt like I was looking a little bit haggard. And, what did he suggest? And I was still thinking something of the lower facelift. And he told me, and his words were, you'll get much more bang for your buck if you have your eyes done. And he actually was encouraging me just to do my eyes.
Oh, wow.
And I said, well, what about the neck, though?
Right.
And so he said, you can do both. You can do them separately or both. And I decided, well, this time I'm not going to be put under.
Right.
This time I'm going to have it in his office, and which I think was less stressful, not, thinking that I wasn't going to have to go under general anesthesia. And I think, if I remember correctly, it was, I think it was about 35 or 45 minutes for the eyes, and like 2.5 hours for the neck.
Okay.
And I figured if I'm going to recover all at once, and so he did it, and I was awake, and he and his assistant were talking and singing Christmas carols and having a wild old time, and there really wasn't any pain. Recovery-wise, in terms of my eyes, really minimal. I mean, I looked swollen, but not in any sort of pain. I mean, there is pulling when you have it done here and it's coming up behind the ears, but
right.
It's not anything. Well, let's just say I've had 3 children,
right.
and by natural childbirth, and I think if you compare the two, it really wasn't that bad of a recovery.
Interesting. And did you do upper and lower?
Upper and lower.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. No, they're so bright.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I definitely had snapped a picture of myself in the car on the way to his office with no makeup on, and I looked pretty tired.
Right.
Tired. So I think I was very, very happy. I would never come back. I wouldn't have come back repeatedly every 10 years.
That's a sign that you're a repeat customer.
I'm a repeat customer.
You have like no fear, right?
No, not at all. Not at all.
And what about your husband? I guess he was in the initial recovery room, like when the first scar happened. So is he?
Well, he was very impressed. I mean, I think he's always been very encouraging. I mean, I'm a medical sales rep, so going out and talking to customers and being out, your face is important. There's some people that may think that it's a vanity thing, but for me, I think it's very important to look attractive and professional. And I don't think, my opinion is any of my friends that knew or had seen me, but that maybe I hadn't said that I was going for the surgery, would say how natural it was. Like,
right.
Oh, you look like you've gone away to a spa, you look rested, or they might be looking but
right.
not asking, but I really never had anybody that said, oh boy, you've gone too far.
I mean it's nothing like you would never think, that you had work done. You just look like, you have you have great skin. Yeah.
Thank you. So recently I was in the bank.
Okay.
And the teller was a 26-year-old girl, and she said to me, she was looking at my license and kind of saying, something was off, and then she said, you have beautiful skin. There's no way that this is you.
And
because she
how
was
old
looking
are
at
you?
the date. I'm 65.
Wow.
65.
You look so young. I would
you.
never have thought that. Like, I would think you're much younger. Yeah.
Thank you.
Not that like 65, but I'm just saying, like again, so I'm sure she was surprised.
I think she was surprised, and I was surprised that a 26-year-old would say that. Because,
right.
When you're 26, you think of somebody 65 years old and they're so old,
right.
It's so far off. But she, and that day I didn't have makeup on at all. So,
wow.
So that was kind of a nice compliment.
And so she complimented your skin, or
She complimented my skin, but she said overall, like, you don't look your age at all. And that she was kind of thrown off by the date on my license. So
amazing.
Yeah, maybe they'll start proofing me now when I go to the bar.
Right. And so then, and how? So did your family obviously knew, and you had worked at? How did they react? Were they Supportive?
They were supportive. My husband has always been very supportive. You know, I tease him and say now as I'm getting older, maybe I need to ratchet it back to every 5 years. But my kids were good about it. You know, my daughter was complimentary, and both my sons have seen Dr. Berlet.
Oh, really?
One for a fall for like a little scar under his chin when he was young, and so of course with a 4-year-old, you don't want to trust their skin to anybody, then you know, just to anyone. And then
he did the same with my he scraped his under there, needed stitches, or
right under here.
Right that was my nephew too. Yeah.
Yes. And then my older son saw him for his nose. So it really they've been really good about everything.
Amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, clearly you have a trust that you're flying back from Florida and you want to see him. And when did you move to Florida? Like,
we moved in 2022.
Okay, so you were local when you were like.
Always local.
Yes,
here up in Morris County.
Right.
So,
okay.
Yeah. But he needs to have a satellite office in Florida.
He's getting a lot of pressure to move to Florida. Yeah,
as many of us age and retire
he needs
down
to
there.
clone himself.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
So he can, be in both places.
Yes.
So, but it is something that he does. He thinks about it. But I was like, again, there's one.
He can only be in so many places, and now he's expanded into New York.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Yes.
So already got Jersey, New York. I don't know how he can work in Florida, but
I've sent him some friends because they've seen his work with me, and I think that's a big tribute when you can see what somebody else has had done to their face.
That's always that's his biggest source is that referrals. So people can someone looks good and
But I have to say that he's not a high pressure type person at all. Like I think when you ask for advice, he'll not say, oh yeah, you definitely need to have this done, or you should come back right away, or it's more that when I went to see him before the last one, he made suggestions, but he wasn't really pushing me to do my neck and chin and lower face. So he really was pushing the eyes, and that was something that really had never came across, something as what I wanted to do.
Yeah, I think that's like his the artist, and it's like he looks at the canvas, and it's like this is where what needs the tweak. I know because I have some friends, and they want certain things done, and it's I really want to redo that nose.
Yes.
It's like this is the priority list, right? But it's not like he's trying to sell. It's really just because he wants to create beauty and.
Well, I have a friend a work friend many years ago. Probably when I was in my late 20s, who had said, you've got to start the plastic surgery fund now, and like a Christmas club, and I just said, a plastic surgery fund? What are you talking about? But when you're in your late 20s, at least back then, you weren't thinking about, and of course, Botox and a lot of the different things that are used now regularly weren't an item back then.
Right.
So you're not thinking about, when you're going to be 60 and 65, So she was kind of right in a way.
Right. And she was in her 20s saying, start this plastic surgery.
Yes, that's what she was saying.
I mean, now everyone, these people in their 20s are already getting, they're already in the door getting the Botox and the
Yes. And I see that also with my daughter and her friends, is that they're already going to see surgeons and going for Botox and a variety of different things. So yes.
Yeah. It's just part of the self-care and maintenance these days, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And it is, I think. I mean, now, do you talk are you open about it with people, or how is it?
It depends on the situation. I probably wouldn't say it to customers, although they'll probably be seeing this.
Right.
But sometimes if somebody really says, what is it? What do you do? What is it that you look so much younger than your age? I mean, I would say that a lot of people now will pinpoint me at maybe 50.
Okay,
It seems to be the common thing now.
15 years younger, that's pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely, and so I'll take it. But sometimes I'll say something like, oh, I've had a little nip and a tuck, and just leave it at that. I mean, but if somebody's really inquiring where they're saying, gee, I've been thinking about having something done, and then I'll be more open and more, more graphic, let's say,
Right,
of what was
right,
done. And then
right.
they kind of said, can we see your scars? And
Right, which I don't see.
you really
Yes,
can't. I
yeah.
mean, what probably felt the hardest, that really felt like it was really cut, was behind the ears, because when you lay down, and I sleep on my stomach, so for me, like the first 2 weeks with having anything done with your neck, you're laying down on your back, and that
that's
was
hard,
kind of hard. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. But I was able to go out with makeup within a week.
Really?
Yes.
Within a week?
Within a week with makeup.
With makeup, right.
But
yeah.
you know, I often thought, like, if somebody was a guy, they may not be able to go out if they were having something similar done, because they don't have their hair, they don't have things like that to kind of hide it.
With sunglasses.
Or sunglasses, yes.
During the summer is a better time.
Yes. I think I'm trying to think. Well, no, I had the last one in December.
Right.
Because it was close to Christmas Eve. And then the other ones were more, I guess it was in colder months.
Okay.
Which is good, because you're not sweating.
Right, yeah, and then you don't have to worry about sun or, you know. Yeah.
One of the things I really loved about the office is that they gave the nutritional supplements for a month to take before the surgery, or maybe it was even 2 months. And they were just amazing.
Really?
Oh my God, I felt so good. And apparently that helps in the healing process. So that was really, really great.
That's something I think a little unique about him, is that he has a whole, regimen that he wants you to follow. He's very into the supplements.
Yes, and I actually called like about 6 months later to ask exactly what it was, and I ordered them. So I've taken them, not super regularly all the time, but as a boost for sure.
Right. Okay. Excellent. And so now, you've been a repeat customer. Like, what do you think? Do you have a next agenda, item that you're looking into?
Well, first we'd have to ask Tony that, right?
Right.
And let's see if he would be open about it on camera. But the only thing that I would think of for me for now is possibly having the fat. What do they call it? Fat.
The fat grafting.
Fat grafting in the temples.
Yes.
Just a little. I don't want it really anywhere else on my face, but just maybe in there to kind of even it out.
Yeah, he started doing that with the nano fat, and that's can be very just for
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Excellent. All right. Well, I think we need to get Dr. Berlet here to talk about your journey and his take on everything you've had done.
Great.
Okay. All right, so we're in season 2 with Dr. Berlet, and how you know it's a new season with Dr. Berlet is he changes from golf shirts to turtlenecks. This is his signature look that will stay on now through March. So we have Trish here, who's a loyal patient. For now, it's been 25 years since the first.
It's our silver anniversary.
There you go.
So what's the silver anniversary?
25 years.
Right?
25 years, right?
So do you remember the first? You gave her 28 stitches. Do you remember that?
I don't remember all 28, but no.
Right.
I remember seeing her. She had fallen off a stretcher or something, right?
Yeah.
They were left alone,
Yes.
and it's like, oh my God, what happened here? And then she came in, we fixed it up.
Yep.
It was all fine.
And Bob watched you stitch me up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
And
a while ago.
right, and then she talked about, so she had then bruised her nose, and then she came back 6 months later, and she had a previous rhinoplasty, and she said something about there was an old technique versus something that at that point was new, that's now 25 years old. Do you know what is an old technique like?
Well, the classic rhinoplasty for a million years was something called a reduction rhinoplasty.
Okay.
So basically, they would shave down the bump, they would trim the cartilage. It was all done through a sort of a closed technique in through the rims, and inherently it had problems because it would weaken the structure of the nose, and oftentimes you end up with more problems breathing than you started off with.
And it
Wow.
would start to collapse a little
It
bit,
would
right?
collapse. It would pinch in through here because the continuity between the bone and the cartilage in the nose was lost with that technique.
Oh wow.
So now we rebuild the whole midsection of the nose. The bridge has to be built completely. So we put cartilage in there and open it up so it actually opens the airways.
Yes.
So I guess she's lucky then that she fell and like you were able to revise the nose, right? For
With some healing time in
Yes.
between.
Right.
Yeah. She says that you tell her she has a nice tip.
She does. Well, the nose is two parts. It's a bridge and it's a tip. And so if you can get that bridge to have continuity and then the tip to have a nice shape and projection, it's going to look natural.
Yeah.
So I think no one would guess you had a nose job, right?
No.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah, it's a great nose. Yeah. And so then so she's come then since then it's been like every 10 years, but now we're at 5. But then, so like, do you remember, was there any, the first time, 15 years ago in 2010, right? And then you've also seen some of her family members, right?
I took care of her son. Yeah.
Yep.
He came in. California, right?
He came in from Florida.
Oh, Florida.
And then the little one, you did a little incision underneath because he had fallen.
Okay.
You said he should have a name like Paulie the Chin. You don't remember that?
I don't remember that. That probably was inappropriate, but I'm glad I forgot.
That's funny. And do you remember, she came in, I think, wanting the face, but then do you remember, thinking why it was that you sold her on the eyes back in 2019?
Because I told him I was kind of haggard. I felt worn out and haggard. Looking in pictures, I had come to you more thinking about another lower, to have a lower facelift.
Yeah, because we had done a chin.
You had done the chin and I guess the neck, but you had definitely, I wasn't even thinking of eyes at all.
Well, if you do a facelift and you do just this part of it and the eyes still look aged.
Mismatched.
It's like, a jar without the lid.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
That's true.
you got to put them together.
Yes.
Right. And I mean, her eyes, I think, that was a big...
You did an upper and a lower.
they look so bright, right?
So one of the benefits that you may not know of is that when I went to my eye doctor, he said that right afterwards that my vision had improved a little bit. And I said, how is that possible? And he asked if I had had any sort of surgery around the eyes. And he said it was because the doctor was pressing down on the eyeball while you were doing the work. And he said that in a way you reshaped the cornea in a good way, not permanently, but temporarily.
Well, when you do eyelid surgery, the lids are a little tighter. So when the lids are tighter, they'll push on the globe of the eye, and that will actually change the convexity of the cornea. And that's how you really adjust vision.
You've got to put it on your list of features and benefits.
Right. Wow.
Total plus.
That's amazing. Well, great job. And she's 65. Look how, I would think she was, she says people think she's 50,
No, she's great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So what about the future?
Right.
That's the, I don't know if you feel comfortable with looking and saying next time maybe.
She talked about wanting fat in her temples.
In the temples.
Well, that is always the next step, right? So part of aging, we lose volume in our face. We lose ligamentous support. Your ligamentous support's all where it's supposed to be.
Yes.
So the next step would be to add some volume. So fat grafting is...
So it's not done in the in the hospital. That
No.
I guess I was. I guess I thought that you would have to go to the hospital and go under, whereas it can be done in the office.
No, it's a very routine thing. We do it multiple times a week, but basically we suck some fat out, typically from the inner thighs. Now we can adjust the size of the fat globules that we're putting in, and we put it in with very fine needles, and we can put it very diffuse through the face. And we really, because we can do micro fat grafting now, we can put it into the upper lids, into the lower lids, because the eyelids can get a little hollow as we get older.
Yep.
The temples get hollow, the mid-face gets hollow, around the mouth, we lose a little stuff around there. So you add some fat, magic.
And then
And
has
recovery?
the stem cells. And,
How is the recovery from something like that?
It's really something that, there's no, really no...
downtime.
Disable. There's no disabling, but
Just bruising.
some minor bruising, minor swelling.
Little
And you
puffy.
could literally, there's some people who will go out that night.
Wow.
Yeah, it's everybody's a little different, but it's an amazing process, procedure, and the ultimate results. I mean, you can get another 10 years back just from fat grafting. No, it's insane. Between the volume loss and get that back, and then also the skin, the stem cells are outstanding. You know, they just rejuvenate the skin, give you a little bit of a glow. It's fantastic.
I think one of the things too I was telling Carrie is that it didn't take me that long to be able to go out after the last surgery was like twofold, right? It was the eyes and it was the neck, and within a week I could go out with makeup on.
That is the ticket. Yeah. So
Amazing.
10 to 14 days. Usually you're very presentable.
Yes.
And you know, it's 3 months to get the final result for anything, but it just gets better and better.
All right. Well, fantastic. Good job, honey.
Well, thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you.
I think we should touch on some of the loyalty here.
I know. Do you have a loyalty program?
No, it's insane because we've been, you know, we've known each other 25 years now, right?
Yes, 25 years.
And you actually called Carrie like, I need to be on the show.
I did. I said we have a history.
Right.
Yes.
I love it. Yes.
So-
Well, and I think too that what makes it different is I didn't come to you initially for a consultation on plastic surgery to improve my looks. It was we met in an emergency room, and that kind of gave it a little bit of a twist.
Well, it's an early trust. You know, you've
Yes.
got something that, you know, you slide backwards, back to a place where you want to be,
Yep.
and then you say, well, you're here. You know?
Right. And again, my husband really was your biggest fan because he watched you do it. I mean, he said it was really remarkable to watch. He said it was like a seamstress because according to him, he said it was kind of a big opening, let's just say.
I mean, those type of things, you can redirect the scar so it's falls more into the natural creases.
Right.
And then, of course, you can cut the edges and make sure everything's approximated well.
And I mean, you did it in creases that really, at that point, I was 40. I didn't really have as many creases as you have as you get older. So it was interesting how you got it, you know, maybe it was the location of where it happened, but you blended it really in as if it was just another line in my forehead.
Well, hopefully that's why you get a plastic surgeon.
Yes.
And not a PA.
Yes. Yes.
I think you deserve a cookie.
I'll take it.
Yes.
Well, so I just want to say thank you to Trish for coming.
Thank you.
I hope that you all enjoyed this unique episode of Once Upon a Surgery with an out-of-town guest. And, you know, what started with an accident became a masterpiece of resilience and, you know, 25 years of loyalty. So, again, you know, cheers to you.
Yes.
Thank you so
you.
much for
Cheers,
coming. And cheers to Dr. Berlet.
Yes.
Have another cookie.
I feel like a pet. Cheers.